Hey bag ladies and bag dudes, I'm Sarah Lawson from Soul Sweetness, and this is the first Friday sew-in, our once a month live sew-in and chat with some of my online friends joining me, and it's the first Friday of every month at 7 p.m. Central Time. So as this is the first Friday, I'm so glad you're here with us, and I'm just going to run down some of the bag ladies and bag dudes that are already on with me live, and I'm just going to ask for some introductions just in case it's your first time watching us live on Facebook and YouTube. And we're going to start with the first person that was in the chat room, which is Bronwyn. So Bronwyn, if you could introduce yourself, where you're from, if you're working on anything, and I also want to know, since this is the month of October, if you could be anything for Halloween. I don't know if you have Halloween in New Zealand, but if you could dress up for in a costume, what would your costume be?
Hi, I'm quite shy and retiring, so you might not have heard of me in the group. My name's Bronwyn and I live in New Zealand. And a little plug, along with Michelle, we're hosting the Tudor Sew Along last week. Month of October, what I would be for Halloween, I think I would probably be a hospital patient. I'm quite fond of being in my pajamas. So, and as for, we do have Halloween here. It's nowhere near as big as what we used to do in the US. Like when I lived in Texas, we would have 500 kids turn up. We don't have that here. Yeah, oh yeah, it was pretty big. They bus kids in from other neighborhoods.
Wow.
So it was pretty big. So we, like not everyone's really into it here because there's often a lot of anti-Americanism with stuff like Halloween here, etc., etc. But we put a sign up on our gate saying trick or treaters welcome, and my daughter will do anything for free food, so she will go and get dressed with her friends and go around trick or treating. So yeah, I'd be a patient, and yes, we do have some trick or treating here.
Awesome. I saw Jessica come in also. Jessica, if you wouldn't mind introducing yourself, and same questions for you if you're working on anything. If not, that's okay. And if you could dress up for anything for Halloween this year, what would you be?
Hi, I'm Jessica. I'm from Texas, and it's hot here. That's Aaliyah. Right now, I am working on Halloween costumes for the kids, and so we're at Joann's. But I'm not dressing up for Halloween. I haven't dressed up for Halloween since I was a kid, and it was usually my grandmother always made us be a witch. So yeah, I don't do Halloween very well anymore.
I think it's so awesome that you're joining us from the fabric store. That's so cool.
Thank you.
Debbie. All right, Michelle, you're next. Same questions for you. If you're working on anything, and what would you be for Halloween?
So I'm finishing up my second tutor, my Constellation Kitty one, tonight, hoping to have it done, and then going to do a couple of minikins if I can get them done during the sew along. If I would dress up for Halloween, well, that's kind of a loaded question because I love Halloween. Favorite holiday. So last year we actually turned my scooter into a giant pirate ship, and I dressed up as a pirate. So it actually looked like the scooter was a ship and it was floating around. This year I'm trying to convince my family to dress up as zombies. So Ethan be a zombie hockey player, Trevor be a zombie ref, Michaela a zombie cheerleader, and I'll be the zombie Zamboni driver. So far nobody's going for it, but
awesome.
I keep telling them it's my birthday, so I kind of should be allowed to do what I want, and that's what I want to do. So let's see if I get it. If not, the other option is crazy bag lady or crazy cat lady. So I'm already got the crazy bag lady and cat lady thing down, so maybe I can do both and just throw all my bags inside my scooter and just kind of drive around with that.
That's awesome.
So
I love
see.
the zombie hockey idea. That's cool.
Yeah, I figure Ethan's got all this hockey equipment that's sort of already tattered and destroyed, and we're going to need to get him a new set. So I thought, well, we can just destroy it some more or leave it because it looks like he was already a zombie and just go with that. But so far, nobody's going with it. I don't know how to convince them. Maybe I'll buy them off with candy or something.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
All right. We're going to run through a few more introductions, and then we're going to just chat while we work on projects, those of you that are working on projects. So, Gwenna, if you wouldn't mind introducing yourself, where are you from, and if you could dress up for Halloween, what would you be? All right. Maybe we'll come back to Gwenna, but what about you, Sarah?
Hi, I'm working on my tutor bag.
Yes, nice.
Yes, I've got
Yay!
Oh, is that Charlie?
Yes.
Is that Charlie Harper fabric?
it is. It's the robins.
Awesome. I love it.
Yeah, they make me happy because it's like the first sign of spring always, you know.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I love that fabric, by the way. I just had to throw that out there. That's really pretty.
Oh, thanks. I found it when I was on vacation in Washington State this past summer, and it just jumped into my arms.
That's how it always is.
Yeah, you know how it is. And for Halloween, I guess I would just grab my broom and be my natural self.
That's funny. Danny's laughing over here too. Shelby. All right, what about you, Colleen? Where are you from, and what would you dress up for Halloween?
Sorry, couldn't get my mic on.
Okay.
I'm from Louisville, North Carolina, and I have this secret desire to have one of those T-Rex costumes. And it could be double duty because we do Read Across America, and there's a series of books by Jane Yolen, like when T-Rex comes to your class, and like a whole series of books about big T-Rexes. And I was like, I could do that book with the T-Rex costume.
That would be awesome.
You may see me sometime in the future in that T-Rex costume. But I'm working on the freewheeling single girl quilt along. I can't see where I am looking. There we go.
Oh yeah, that's
And I'm working on my yellow rings tonight.
nice.
And I've already got my rainbow and my red and my orange. I haven't assembled the blocks. I just get the quarters. And I'm doing different colored gray backgrounds. It's kind of mindless sewing, so I won't mess up while we're talking.
Is that one foundation paper pieced or?
I got the templates, and oh my gosh, it's amazing. It
Okay.
totally fits my don't have time. I'm a teacher, full-time librarian teacher, and these make it go so fast. I lay them out, flip and sew, trim, and
I see.
and build my arcs, and then I just sew the background stuff on, and it's super fast and easy. I highly recommend these, even though they came all the way from Australia to Sewtopia to be sold to us, which is kind of cool.
That's awesome.
They're world travelers better than me.
That's awesome.
I'm just doing it for fun.
All right. Next on the list, hey Judy, if you wouldn't mind introducing yourself, what are you working on, where you're from, and what about for Halloween? What would you be?
Okay, I'm Judy Wilson, and I am from Donaldson, Iowa. And this is my first Friday night live show. And presently,
Jasper,
I'm working on my two-door bag
Awesome.
because the first one that I made, I didn't really care for, so I'm making another one.
I love the tiger. He fits perfect, and I love the tassel too. That's awesome.
Yeah, and that's a tulip pink Eden, I think it's
Yes.
called.
Yep.
This is
it
my
is.
favorite tulip.
I always think the current tulip pink line is my favorite, and then she comes out with another one, and I'm like, no, that one's my favorite. No, that one. Thank you, Judy. Thanks for
I
joining
don't dress
us.
up for Halloween.
That's okay.
I think I'm too old.
All right. Welcome, Pat. Pat, where are you from, and what are you working on, if you're working on anything, and what would you be for Halloween? All right. We'll come back to Pat, but Danielle, and you better not be driving this time, Danielle. Are you?
Hey, Sarah, I'm not driving. I'm with my babies again today. Here go one of them being nosy. Come on over, nosy. You got to come around the other way because I'm not turning my iPad around.
Wow, look.
Hi, everybody. Danielle Lee. I'm from Marietta, Georgia. Hey, I'm working on a pattern test for a sweater. So I'm just cutting out the pieces tonight and watching one of my babies play on The Sims. Okay, go away. Love you.
Hey, Danielle, do you dress up for Halloween?
Oh yeah. So since I now have my mother down here with me, I'm going to actually decorate for Halloween. I just don't know what I'm doing. And I think myself as me is scary enough for everybody. So I'm good.
And Lucy. How you doing, Lucy? Oh. Hey, Stephanie, are you there?
Hi, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Hey, I can hear you just fine. If you wouldn't mind introducing yourself,
all right. Well,
where you're from,
I'm like
and
not even in my own frame here. I'm just outside of Chicago, in Illinois, in Berlin, and for Halloween, I love Halloween too. If I could dress up in like a real like money, no budget or anything costume, I would be
Debbie,
like
would
that.
you mind muting your mic? We can hear your TV. Sorry.
I would be. I don't know if you can hear you.
Deborah? Sorry, Deborah, would you mind muting your mic? We can hear your TV.
Okay.
Sorry about Stephanie. No, it's okay.
Oh, okay. So I was saying that if I could do like just like this fantastical costume, I would be like that Medusa, you know, that has like the snakes coming off of her head. That would be really cool. Or if something that I would make, I could also be like a roll of glitter vinyl. Purple glitter vinyl.
That's awesome. Purple. That's awesome.
Yeah. That would be cool. Yeah.
That would
Love
be.
it.
Oh, thanks. Thanks for the good costume idea. Hey, Debbie. Oh, was Deborah the one that you muted?
I unmuted her. It's self-mute now.
Oh, okay. Hey,
there
Deborah.
you go. How are you?
Good. How are you? Where are you from? And are you working on anything? Or if not, what would you be for Halloween this year if you could dress up?
Well, I'm from Eastern Washington, the Tri-Cities area, Washington State, where Washington is a desert where I live. And I am wondering about that fabric and where you got that. I'm working on a couple Baker Street bags for some friends that I work with. And I'm going to be probably a British rock star for Halloween.
That's a great costume. So the Baker Street bags, did your friends pick out the fabrics or did you pick it out? Is it a surprise?
No, they picked the fabrics out,
they did?
and it's so much stress. It's like I have to perform, you know.
I know exactly what you mean.
I'm having so much problems with my tension settings on that juke.
Oh, really?
So I'm trying to figure it out.
Are your stitches loose, or what's going on with your machine?
They're loose.
Loose.
So I've set the bottom tension down to like 2, and the top tension is like almost in the middle.
Okay.
But just trying to do my thing.
Does anyone have it? My suggestion is always changing the needle. I'm assuming you probably did that already.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I've changed the needle and the threads and everything.
Huh.
One.
Does anyone else have any other ideas for loose stitches for Deborah?
Her bobbin case. Check her bobbin case.
Almost in the middle. But I was going to say change the bobbin and clean it really good.
I've done that.
Sometimes do it again. Sometimes it takes me 3 or 4 times. The teeniest little piece could be in there that's just screwing
Really?
everything up.
Okay, I'll do that. Thank you.
Sometimes the pressure tension. You can that little knob on the top.
Yeah.
Maybe your foot presser is too loose on the fabric. Sometimes that helps.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, check your bobbin. That might be it.
Okay.
And if you can clean the inside of your machine, that might help.
Yeah, I've taken that whole plate off of the,
Okay.
Unscrewed everything, and that's where I'm at. But I'll try the bobbin thing. I appreciate all that.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, so we have a few more intros to get to. Is Charlotte here? And if you are Charlotte, if you wouldn't mind introducing yourself, telling us where you're from. I wonder if a few people left. Is Shelby here?
I am. I'm right
Shelby.
here. How are you?
Good, how are you? Where are you from, and are you working on anything tonight?
I am from Southwest Missouri. Southwest Missouri. And I'm working on some more Bellevue bags and some meadow pouches tonight.
Nice. All right, how about Leanne? Is Leanne in the room still?
Hi.
Hey,
Nice
Leanne.
to meet with you.
And who's your friend right there?
This is Jasper. If he'll say hello to you.
Oh.
Jasper.
How old is Jasper?
But I'm just
The
so
live show I'm doing.
your show.
A bunch of sewing people from all over the world.
And I'm from Gardnerville, Nevada, not far from
We're
Top.
all sewing.
Awesome.
Life. Yeah.
All right.
What
Who's that on the screen right there? Would you mind introducing yourself, Bridget? Hey, Bridget, how you doing?
You're flocking, maybe. Hi, Sarah.
Hey, where are you from, Bridget?
I'm from Dryden, Ontario, Canada.
Awesome. 2 people from Canada in the room tonight. Awesome. Bridget, do you dress up for Halloween?
Sometimes.
What would you be if you could have any costume this year?
Oh, gosh. I don't know. Never really thought about that.
Or what was your favorite, or what was the last one that you remember dressing up as?
I had a homemade clown costume.
Awesome. All right. I saw Mommy Red jump in. Mommy Red, what is your name and where are you from?
My name is Tina, and I'm from Western New York State.
Awesome. Are you working on anything tonight, Tina?
No, I'm actually preparing to go on vacation next week.
Oh, where are you going?
The Poconos.
Oh, nice.
I used to go there when I was a little girl.
Take a picture.
All right. I think there's a couple more intros. Is Laura? I think I saw Laura just jump on.
Charlotte's back.
Laura, where are you from? Laura, or what about Alice? Did I ask about Alice already? No? Okay. All right. Did I miss anybody in the intros? I saw a few people. Charlotte? No, I talked. Didn't I ask about Charlotte already? No?
Hey guys, how do you get the picture going? Nice.
So for the picture on the screen, whoever's currently talking, that's whose picture comes up on the screen, if that was the question.
Oh, I can't see nobody's faces anymore. I'm not sure what happened.
Oh. Do you have any ideas, Danny? She said she can't see the
I
pictures
can't
anymore.
see Sarah.
I see you.
Can everybody else see me?
Mm-mm.
No? No.
I can't hear what's going on.
Danny,
It's got your logo.
I see you. It might be an internet thing because when I first came on, I couldn't see Sarah.
Yep. No.
I'll put you the front, Sarah.
Okay.
I can see you.
I see her.
All right. So we had a bit of a traumatic experience this evening. The kids both had to go to the doctor for their yearly checkup, and William had 2 shots, and he went in there like, he didn't care, and he sat down and, rolled up his sleeves like it was going to be nothing. And then when the nurse put the shot in, the first one was the one that D-tap, the one that makes your arm sore, and it was all over with. He broke down. He had to get 2 shots, so the second one was not as sore, but his arms were, he was shaking, his teeth were chattering, and it was...
Oh.
Yeah, his skin got all red. He was very upset, and Violet has to get those same shots next year, so she's sitting in the chair all traumatized, and I was like, oh my gosh. I thought it was going to be fine. He said he was going to be fine, and it was... A painful shot, and it was just oh my gosh, hard to see kids getting shots for sure. I remember when I was a kid, my brother running around the doctor's office room telling people, hang on a second, I just need to catch my breath, and the nurse was like, all right, come sit down, let's get this over with, and he's like, no, I just need another minute. And this went on for like 20 minutes, like him saying, I just need a minute, I have to catch my breath. And somehow finally the shot went through, but gosh, I don't envy the kids for having to get their shots every few years. And I also heard that someone got a new sewing machine this week. Michelle, what do you think about your new sewing machine? Or did Michelle put me on mute?
Wait, are you talking to me?
Yeah, I was talking to you.
Oh, I haven't said anything about it. I love it. It's phenomenal. Like,
what kind of sewing machine did you get?
So it's a Juki 2200 QVP Mini. And it's like, where has this been all my sewing life? Like, because I've been sewing for so long.
You didn't tell me you got a Juki?
Yeah, I didn't really tell anybody.
Oh, sorry.
That's exciting.
Sorry, Bronwyn.
She's been out.
Oh, sorry.
Like my second favorite.
Yeah, so it's phenomenal. I'm trying to figure out. I'm just trying to figure out tension. I've finally got it all figured out now. It's fun. It's awesome. It's like sews through everything like it's cutting butter. It's fantastic. It's insane the difference. Like I was telling Trevor, I was like, not that there was anything wrong with my brother, but I don't have to do the 3 S's anymore. Sweat, struggle, and swear. Like I just sit down, I sew, and I'm just, it's like a whole other, it's like I'm singing, you guys, I don't know if any of you know Aladdin well enough, but the song A Whole New World? I'm like singing that all day in my head. I'm like, because this is a whole new world. It's like, where has this been for the last 3 years? This is incredible. It's fantastic. It's like, holy crap. It's a whole new level of sewing. It's so different. I love it. I love the machine. It's fantastic. I'm like, last night I had kept getting up in the middle of the night, and I was like, oh, I want to go play. I want to go play with my machine. And Trevor's like, shut up and go to sleep. I have to get up in the morning. I have a meeting. Go to sleep. I'm like, I just want to go play with it. I just want to. So I was up at 7:30, went to bed at 3, played with it till 3 in the morning, got up at 7:30 so I could shower and come down and play again. I'm like, I need a life now. Wow. Yeah. So now I'm not sleeping even more because I'm so excited to play with a sewing machine. Like I needed another reason not to sleep.
That's funny.
Do you have the hinged zipper foot?
No, I have to get that. I don't say have to. I need to. There's a difference between a have and a need. I need it. Yeah, I can't believe how easy sewing through layers, like sewing through vinyl. So I sent you my one tutor, Bronwyn, the finished, the eyeglass case, the I Spy pouch, and the zippered pouch, all done on this. And I'm like, my other machine, I would have been like trying to honestly throw that thing through the window, trying to get through everything I could do to try and get it to sew through vinyl. But this is just done. No problem. I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't even want people
Did you
looking
have
at
to
the
go
scraps.
through your dealer on that?
Pardon me? It was a gift. I don't know where it was gotten.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, lucky you. Congratulations.
Thank you. So I feel like I'm part of some elite club now. I'm like, now I'm in this elite Juki club now. And it's funny because you go to the fabric stores before, and I was like trying to avoid buying specific fabrics. Like, you know, like you try to avoid things because you know that it's going to give you a fight with your machine. So I avoid buying it. But today I went out shopping and I was like, oh, look at all these things I know I can sew through now. I need to get this. I need to get that. And poor Trevor, he's just like, seriously, how many more bags do you need? Did you not see our closet? It's a bag graveyard for, I should really take a picture and post it on the page. You guys would probably flip because there's just so much stuff in our closet. And my fabric stash just got bigger today because I bought more. I'm like, look at all the things I can sew now.
I wonder if certain like entry-level sewing machines, and I'm not talking about a specific brand, but I wonder if to a certain extent entry-level sewing machines do new sewists a disservice by making things difficult and making them not want to sew, or is that just not, am I just being too critical? I don't know. Does anybody have any thoughts about that?
I started out on, so when Trevor got me my machine 3 years ago, I started on a Singer Simple. And the reason why he got me that was he said, you know, you start all these crafts sometimes and you end up hating them, so I don't want to get you anything expensive just yet. I want to start you out on something simple. So we got that. It was at Walmart, $100. So I started and I was like, oh my God, I love this. But what ended up happening is I worked it so much. I mean, I made 3 big quilts on it. I made a bunch of other bags on it. I killed the machine just working it. And I mean, to get it fixed and to get it serviced would have cost me more than the machine itself. So I said, forget it, we'll get a new one. So we got me a Singer Heavy Duty. That's another one I killed. So I think in some ways it kind of is, but in other ways it's good to start with the lower ends because you get to see what you like and what you need. So you don't have to bite off more than you could chew in the beginning, right?
And it depends on the brand too. Like the Singers, the modern Singers are not known for their long-lasting abilities.
No.
They're really for people who don't sew often. They're not for heavy-duty sewing, really. And like the Brothers and the Baby Locks, they're the same family of sewing machines, but the Brothers don't have quite the internal structure, support structure for the machine that the Baby Locks. So that's why the Baby Locks are more expensive. Even though there's the exact same machine that I have as a Brother, can't think what the number is. Mine was more expensive because it's got a bigger internal structure, which is meant to last longer.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
It does. And see, when we went and got my second machine, we were on a budget because it was it always happens at the wrong time of year, right? You're like, okay, my machine just broke. I need a machine. And I was going to make him wait to buy me a new one. I was like, no, we'll wait till after the kids' birthdays. And he's like, but this is all you have to do during the day. I don't want to see you being sad and depressed and have nothing to do. So we went to Walmart. We just got a Brother and a Brother machine. So I'm like, okay, I'm done with Singer. I need something that's not, obviously I'm doing something with these machines. They can't handle making bags. I need something better. So I looked at the Brother, I looked into it, went online. It's like, yeah, this is a great machine, but
you might need a vintage straight stitch machine because they're so heavy duty and they just seem to sew through so much. And I'm talking Singers. The vintage Singers are pretty awesome. Just as a backup, my expensive machine's not working and I still need to sew some straight stitches.
Yeah. Well, I inherited Trevor's grandmother's Bernina, a record, Bernina record. And
which number?
Really worked well.
I have a couple of those too. They're really good. Couldn't hear you. What did you say?
She had a couple of those too.
Oh, yes.
Hey, Anita, how are you?
Hi, I'm doing fine. How are you?
Not too bad. What are you working on tonight?
So, I did, I copied and made one of those stadium bags from the Polaris pattern.
Oh, wow, that's great.
I love it.
Yeah, it's Hawkeye. I'm not a Hawkeyes fan, but somebody requested one, so I made it for them. And I kind of tweaked your pattern just a little on the side. I made it come down a little longer.
Okay.
Because I didn't want the strap to just be sewn onto the vinyl.
That makes sense.
I was worried about it because it's like for a college kid, and you know they might overpack their bag. So I just extended it. I put like a long panel on the side, then just extended it down and sewed the tabs out from there.
That's a really cool idea. I get a lot of emails where people need like a stadium bag or something they can take to a concert where they have to take a clear bag. That looks really good.
this one's gonna work fine. So thank you. I love all your patterns.
Oh, thank you. How's your grandson doing?
He's doing okay. They postponed. Well, they didn't postpone it, but they set the his surgery off for until February now, because the specialist in Pittsburgh found something else on some of his tests, and they want his heart to be a little bit more mature before they go in and do the surgery.
Okay.
Because it's going to be a little more extensive than they were saying, so they wanted to give him till February if he can, if he doesn't have any trouble. He seems to be doing fine.
Okay.
No major changes. We go back to Iowa City on Tuesday to talk to our specialist there and get the update on what's going on. So thanks for asking about him.
Yeah.
Where are you from?
I'm from Davenport, Iowa.
Okay, I live in Donaldson.
I know, I said that. Hey, Iowans in the house.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never see anybody from Iowa anywhere. I feel so alone.
We'll have to get together.
I know. We're going to have to do something. Are you on the Iowa group?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so we're going to have to get them to get some fire under them and get a meetup.
That's for sure.
Yeah, I've been making suggestions. I was like, let's just do Des Moines. It's centrally located for everybody.
Right, and that's only like 3 hours from me, so not a big deal.
2.5 for me.
So I can go.
Yeah, and hey, I'm my own boss, so I can make my own schedule.
There you go.
Yep, there it goes. Sarah, you know how that goes.
Yep. Sometimes
I saw Jennifer had logged in. I saw Jennifer had logged in and she's watching. Did she get a hold of you earlier?
No.
Sarah?
Were you talking to me, Jennifer?
Yes. Did Jennifer get a hold of you earlier?
I'm not sure, to be honest.
Oh, you got to check your mail. I don't want to burst the. I don't want to say anything.
Oh, that. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, it took a second for it to register. Yeah, I was really shocked, and of course William's like, "Oh yeah, that one's for me, right?"
Yeah, and I was like, I'm watching her live, and her daughter pulled it out and said, "I was like, oh my God, Sarah!" I was so happy. I act like I won or something. It was really good. I'm glad somebody I don't personally know you, but I feel like I personally know you. And it's just good to see somebody, that I know win. It's awesome. It's just a good feeling.
Anita, did you want to share the story of what happened, or?
Yeah, sure. I'm in a group, couple of groups. I do pattern designs for Fandom and Stitches, and I'm also a member of their Talk to Me Tuesday group. So we share our videos on via YouTube on our little WordPress. It's like a forum on WordPress, and so during my videos I always seem to mention my grandson, so they have found I've been telling the story about his heart condition. So Jennifer, who's watching, hey Jennifer, she approached me and asked if for him to help raise money for some of the expenses, because with us living in Iowa and his surgery being in Pennsylvania, we're going to be off work for like 3 weeks to a month. And, just their insurance doesn't cover all the, everything. So they did a raffle. Well, we weren't technically call it a raffle, but everybody that donated funds to the GoFundMe, she gave them tickets in return. And the drawing was today, and Sarah won.
Oh, yay!
And it's a superhero quilt with all the different logos from the superheroes, and then I made the Black Panther that's in the center.
Yeah, that was amazing.
So it is exciting.
I don't know how I first found out about Fandom and Stitches, but if any of you like doing foundation paper piecing, it's like the best site ever for foundation paper piecing,
Yeah.
like whatever you want to make. I think, isn't there a Harry Potter quilt on there? Like a massive.
Yeah, that's that quilt that I showed you, and you said, "Oh, I want that quilt."
Yep.
Oh, they're
Yeah.
doing a quilt along at my local sewing store with that. They're teaching that and doing that. That's so cool.
Yeah, they've got Hocus Pocus going on right now, and those are so awesome. But I just don't have the time to start another project.
Oh, I don't think I've seen that. I'll have to write it down so I can look it up. Hocus Pocus?
Yeah, it started, I'm thinking, oh, don't quote me, but it's like, I think they're in their 4th or 5th week by now.
Okay.
And it goes through, I want to think it goes through December. I'm not sure. Because I knew I wasn't going to be able to participate, so I don't follow it closely. I just go in like every now and then and see how everybody's doing.
Amok. I did that this week on a snap tab.
Oh, that's cool.
Awesome.
Man.
My little red lips didn't come out. I have to use different vinyl. But the cork, Sarah's cork is the best for snap tabs on the back.
That's so awesome. I've got to get a embroidery machine one of these days.
It's addictive, beware.
I know. My whole sewing room has just gotten overflowed with all these different things. I see something and I just get on this big bandwagon. I start buying all the stuff so I can be doing all of that stuff. And then I'll get tired. I'll get so enthused and get all into making. I'll see something else and I'll start doing that. And my son's like, "Mom, what else are you going to do?" I said, "Anything that I can possibly do. So don't worry about it."
I'm glad I'm not the only one that does that.
Hey Anita, there was a question on Facebook. Is the Fandom and Stitches website, is that www.fandomandstitches.com or what's the website? Because someone was asking. Yes? Okay.
Yep. That's it. And then they have a group on Facebook also, and I can't tell you the exact link, but it directs you to it, I think, on the actual Fandom website.
Yeah. But the website again is Fandom and Stitches.
And there's Doctor Who box on there too, aren't there?
Yep, there sure are. They have fandoms for almost everything. They have Game of Thrones. They have lots of Disney themes. They have, of course, Harry Potter, which started it all. And they have, oh gosh, man, I can't even tell you how many. They've got different music genres. They've got Star Wars. They have a lot.
Bride too?
Yeah, that's the one. Princess Bride.
Yes,
that's the one I was thinking.
How funny.
Yeah, and it's just like you can get lost just sitting there sewing their patterns. And they have the Labyrinth. That one was fun. I designed 2 patterns for that quilt along, but I had those faces, those stone faces. They were so hard. But I got them done, and I think I stumped people. I had people complaining that it's too many small pieces, but sometimes I feel that you need to challenge yourself, so I don't make a simple puzzle, a simple pattern.
Is it difficult to design a foundation paper piece block?
It just depends on what your picture, the picture that you start with, it just depends on that. Like that, when you get your quilt, you look at that Black Panther, and that one was the toughest that I've made so far. It had, oh my gosh, pieces that were like an inch, and then the little piece within that were like 1/4 of an inch.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but in order to get the good details, you have to make a complicated pattern.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I've made a couple.
Yeah.
I made a couple, and I know it's hard. You have to be able to visualize how things divide up so that you can do the sections.
Right.
And that's the hardest part, trying to figure out where you're dividing it so that you can make the pieces that will fit together without weird seams.
Right, because I know I showed my other Black Panther last time, so I don't think I'll pull it out again. But I don't know if you can see on the window behind me, I've got a bunch of Prince ones that I designed.
Wow.
Those are all my Prince ones in the middle. and I haven't gotten back to it. It just, that one's so emotional for me. I start working on it and then I get all sad and then I stop.
Danny and I actually this morning went to see A Star is Born, that movie that just came out in the theaters with Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper. And I didn't see either. I guess supposedly there's 2 previous Star is Born versions, but I thought it was just going to be about music and the music industry, and I didn't realize it was such a heavy subject. And it was a great movie, but I left the theater feeling a bit deflated.
Yeah, I remember watching the original one, and I was younger then, and I kind of lost on it, and I just stopped watching it.
Yeah, Barbara Streisand,
Right.
too much, too heavy. I like happy movies. I deal enough with kids every day, elementary kids. Give me happy movies. Give me sewing.
Yeah. Yeah, our movie for today was The Lion King. We got a new TV in the daycare, 60-inch, so I'm like, let's break it in by watching Lion King.
Anita, there was another question for you over on Facebook. Diane wanted to know, where in Pennsylvania was your grandson having his surgery?
It's in Pittsburgh. I had it incorrect before. I thought it was the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia, but my daughter gave me the doctor's name, and I looked him up, and it's actually the hospital, one of the children's hospitals that's there in Pittsburgh.
Okay.
Yeah, the way my phone is set up, I can't see any of the questions coming up anymore.
Oh no, that's okay. Okay, so I had a question for anybody that's chatting along with me. Was there ever a project that you could not come back from due to a mistake? So in other words, were you ever working on something and you just messed up so bad that you felt that it was better off in the trash than to continue working on it?
No.
Never trash anything. You can always cut it up into something else.
Right. I don't think I have.
I usually just fudge it and figure it out.
My son has been having me make flags for his army unit, embroidered, and some of those have just been terrible. I just started them, but this is one that I finished.
Oh my gosh!
And then a little guide on for his unit.
Wow.
So this is what I'm working on for him. His unit's being deployed in December, so.
Oh, that castle one is my brother's unit. It's engineers, right? Engineer. I don't think she can hear me.
I think we lost her. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's all right. I just recognize it. My brother had that, and he was deployed last year.
Yeah. So they're going to the Middle East to fix up all the Joe's unit's going to the Middle East. They're going to be repairing Army bases that were supposed to have been temporary 13 years ago, so now they're going over and fixing them, so they'll be all kinds of places.
Is that going to be a quilt? Blocks in a quilt, or what are you making with that?
These are flags.
Oh, they're flags. Oh, I'm sorry.
Guide
on.
Can everybody put their microphone on mute so we can see what she put up, because I can't see it.
Yeah. He asked me to make flags specific for his unit as a
Could she show us it?
Would you mind holding it up one more time in case we missed
Sure.
it?
So guidons. This little one is for the vehicles. This one is for the vehicles. And the big one is the guide-on. Big one's for the guide-on.
Wow.
So it's this.
Charlotte said 75%.
They'll have on the guide-ons they put on the flagpole.
Oh, Charlotte, what happened with your wardrobe that you mentioned? 75% didn't work out. Was it fit issues or?
Surgery issues, fit issues. I just am not good at sewing in that kind of 3D without definite dimensions.
Okay. That makes sense. Does anyone have a name for their sewing machine? I don't, but I thought maybe some other people might.
My baby lock.
Mine was called Babe, but now she just called Stupid.
My baby lock is Sophia, so of course she'd be Sophia. But I named my cat after her, so my cat is Sophia.
Oh, that's so funny.
I've never ever named my machines before, but I know people do. Until I got my first Bernina, and that was 2 years ago. And it was such a learning curve moving from a baby lock to Bernina. So I ended up calling her the diva. So she's a diva.
I like that.
Because if you don't thread her just right, if you don't, she just won't do anything for you. So she's a diva.
That's really funny.
My Genomes or Genome.
My main sewing machine.
I have named mine.
My burger machine.
I don't name. I have a brother that doesn't get called anything, but my 1917 red eye is Rita.
Rita.
Oh, my singer featherweight is Digit.
Oh, that's funny. My vintage machines are called Granny and Great Grandma.
Oh, wow.
That's why.
I like that.
My son called the Bernina that we got from my husband's grandmother. She's 94, be 95 this year. So he decided he wanted to call it May. It's a Bernina record. It can't be used. It doesn't work well. But he said we should name it May after his great-grandmother. And that's the only one we have named.
I saw Vicky and Margaret just jumped on, so hi ladies.
I had to get off for a little bit because my phone rang.
So Danny just earlier today installed the light on my sewing machine. Christina recommended, maybe I'll pull it up on the counter. You could probably see it from this angle. The LED light goes through the throat of the machine, and it's got a little button that Danny hooked up to the side. I'm trying to decide. I think I like it, but the light just feels a little bit harsh. Does anyone else use some sort of LED light or maybe a light on a stand for their sewing machine? And what do you think about your light?
Yeah,
That's
I like
cool.
it. It's good, but it was kind of hard to stick on, and because I quilt too, all the quilts still kind of pulled it a little bit, but it still works fine.
Oh, okay.
Mine just looks a little jumbled, but yeah, I love that light. It really lights up the whole throat space, and it works
it sure
really
does.
well.
Yeah.
Where did you get it from? Was that IKEA or Amazon or?
I got mine from Missouri Star because they.
I got mine from Amazon.
Okay, cool.
I was a little nervous because you have to stick adhesive to hook up the lights too, but so I made Danny do it for me, and it was fine.
Mine came. I've had them a couple of years.
Of course, then you can blame him, right, if something happens?
Yeah, exactly. Right, Danny?
Wonder what's going on.
And the nice
So
thing
Sarah,
about the
what are
light,
you doing?
I'm trying to finish up the last of the minikins, so I was cutting out fabric today.
Ooh. Cool.
I am so excited about this new set.
Yeah, but I only have enough for the Tuesday and Sunday shows, so sorry, not tonight, guys.
The minikin that you previewed that had the straight frame on it would be so nice in Dupioni silk. Or like
the frame?
Bridal.
This one?
Yeah, yeah. In Dupioni silk with some tone-on-tone embroidery for proms or weddings.
Oh yeah, that's a really good idea. This would be really nice for proms, actually.
Anita created to get a lot of feedback from
Anita?
her talk. And you have her to mute until she talks.
Oh, okay.
Sure.
Thanks, Anita. All right. Oh yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, this would be really cute for proms. I know there's I think there's homecomings going on. Mirta says in the comments on YouTube, Danny only does things right.
I'm leave that one up there. I'm sorry.
Well, it only took them like 2 seconds to put those lights on. The nice thing about them is you can dim them also, so they don't always have to be at the highest setting. We found out that if you hold the button down, it dims it and then you just leave it at whatever setting that you like, and then you can just turn it on and off. So I thought that was pretty cool.
They're not the kind that have different colors. My dad put those in some cabinets, and he can like change all different colors.
That's funny. Yeah,
He's got
got yeah,
with a remote.
That's really funny. I don't know if I would like that with my sewing machine, but other places in the house, I think it would be okay.
My husband and my son put LED under counter lights all around the edge of my sewing room, so I can have really bright lights over my counters. It's amazing.
Oh, that's a good idea. I like that.
We put track lights in our sewing room.
Oh, cool.
I just have a million LED lights. I have an OT light. I have one of those bendy lights from IKEA. I have my old desk light that clamps. That's probably still my favorite. And I have my dad's light from college. It's a big fluorescent one. But the bulb's been in there since he was in college. So,
wow.
Wow. I know, because they used to make really good light bulbs that never died.
True.
Because it's a so long. Hey everybody, my last baby wants to say bye because I'm leaving. I'm going home.
Bye.
Say hi, McKinley.
Bye.
Okay. Bye. So now I'm getting in the car, Sarah, but I'm going to be very, very, very safe.
Okay, be careful. So I cannot believe it's October already. I don't know where the year has gone. It's going to be Christmas before we know it.
Don't remind me.
I know, I
Don't
haven't even
remind me,
started
please.
thinking about Christmas yet.
Oh. And I got
Our
some
Walmart already has the display.
I got some emails from people today that already have snow. So, oh gosh, that's crazy thinking about snow.
Jealous.
Oh, I was just going to say Christmas, that season where everyone lies by the pool.
Oh yeah, that's right. 'Cause
That's
you're
right.
opposite in New
I
Zealand.
was just looking at my pool today thinking, oh, and there's my lounger that I bought last summer ready for me. Thinking, yeah, it's almost time.
What's her temperatures?
What?
I'll be posting lots of sunny photos too, by the
she
way.
can hear
You're
you
welcome.
talking, right, Danny?
What?
What's your temperature right now, Bronwyn?
We're not great. We're kind of getting warmer, but it's supposedly spring. We are 20 degrees Celsius today, right now, and what time is it? 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So 20 degrees Celsius is about 72. I think you usually double it and add 32.
Okay.
So about 72.
Okay.
So
that's pretty nice.
Supposedly getting warmer.
I mean, not swimming weather, but that's pretty nice.
Yeah, correct. Not swimming weather yet, but I'm sensing it's on the way.
I have a question, Sarah. Yep. About the backpack.
Okay.
I can't think what it's called.
The Cumberland backpack?
Whatever. Yes, the Cumberland backpack.
Okay.
There's 2 sizes, right?
Yes.
Is there 2 sizes? Is the smaller size, is that too big for a toddler? Like a 2.5-year-old?
No,
is it
I don't
too
think
big
so. I think it would be fine for a toddler. I'd grab it, but I'm all mic'd up and stuff, and I can't unhook myself. So.
That's okay. I've been vacillating back and forth, but I've got this Pete the Cat fabric I got when I was on my quiltcation and went to Missouri Star, and I'm desperate to make my niece a backpack out of the Pete the Cat fabric, and I have a big Pete the Cat stick inside. So excited. And also,
Pete the Cat. That's
using
awesome.
pillows, regular bed pillows, so now I can make pillowcases for her.
Oh, Shelby,
so
if you're sewing, would you mind muting your mic? Thank you.
Sorry.
That's okay.
So I'm excited about Christmas because I'm going to make some pillowcases for my niece.
Oh, nice.
As well as a backpack.
Awesome. Yeah,
I've got my little Cumberland here if you want to see it.
Oh, yeah.
I'll put it on me and then go in the mirror and you can see what it looks like on an adult.
Sweet. And that's the small size?
Yes, it's perfect. I took it for a bike ride last weekend. I take it walking. Hang on. I'll just turn my camera around. Ignore my messy closet.
Oh, it's like a runway.
Wow, you have a huge closet.
I do have a huge closet. Hang on, it's lost on me though because not really into clothes.
Oh, that's adorable.
Oh, yeah.
Look at it.
I can see it.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, that's like the perfect size for my niece.
Yeah, it's great because I can't fit a lot in it, so it's perfect for walking. Like if I'm going out for a couple of hours walking or biking, it's perfect. I think it's a great size for a small person for like going to daycare or preschool or something.
Well, I made her a zipper pouch when she was a flower girl. I made these bags for all the bridesmaids. I made her a 50% one for her, and then I also made zipper pouches. She loves the zipper pouch. She can open it and close it and open it, and she keeps her hair bows. So every morning she goes and opens it, takes her hair bows out, and closes it, and goes, "Mama, look." So I want to make her a backpack that she can open and close and
that's cute.
Do all that with.
Thanks, Bronwyn.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Sorry, my closet was messy.
Oh, you don't want to see my room.
My whole sewing room's a mess right now.
Oh yeah, I'm not showing you my
whole
studio.
house. Okay, one more. Well, I'm almost done my arcs for my yellow arcs for the single girl quilt along. They're really pretty. I'm using all Denise Schmidt fabrics.
Is each ring gonna be a different set of colors, or?
Well, I'm doing 4 of each color way, and I don't know how I'm gonna lay it out. I'm not sewing them together yet until I get all my quarters done, because I might mix it up. Yeah. I might do some thing, but yeah. So when I get these done, I'll turn my light on and show you my other ones.
Okay, awesome.
I'll do that. Can't see it now.
Has anyone gotten any cool fabric recently in the last week or two?
I got a bunch of cool stuff from a shop around here. Most of it's all this kind of thing. Most of it's vintage sewing machines I found.
Oh, I love that fabric. That's awesome.
I got it all for $2 sale. This little quilt shop here couple of miles from my house. They're $5 a yard, and it's all.
Wow.
It was all regular price, like $15 a yard.
Wow.
So I might have racked up a little bit.
That's a good price.
I got my prize from AccuQuilt because I won. I was an honorable mention in the block contest that I sewed on this show, and so I got lots of fabric. This bundle, ombre stitches, which is super cool. Blenders. I mean, these would be great for pockets or all different colors, and they're kind of
I like the light colors.
Yeah, and then I got. Sorry, darn. My arm going off. I got a mini spool of Orfil.
Nice. Those are really nice.
The me and my sister one. And this is like the goodie bag. Oh my God. I also got a year of Craftsy. I'm so excited about this. I got these amazing bold ones from Northcott.
Okay.
These bold prints, which would, some of them would make some really cool bags. The fish one.
Wow, those are really bright. I wonder if those are digitally printed. They're so bright.
You know what? I don't know. They do look really bright. It doesn't say. It just says join the fun from Northcott.
Okay.
And there's some blenders in there too, which are nice. Or,
oh yeah.
And then I got 2 yard bundle from where's this from? Camelot. So some nautical.
Okay.
So I kind of looked at, I own a quilting DVD, Pons and Porter quilting. So it was really nice prize.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you.
Looks like it's going to be lots of fun.
It is.
I had to make a run out to Joann's today because my husband volunteered me to make swaddle blankets for a coworker. So I got some more of this cute double gauze swaddle cotton. They're like little puppy dogs.
I see little puppies. Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, they're cute. And so I got 2 colors to make 2 blankets for him. And then this was in the clearance fabric section, and my nephew, 4-year-old nephew, loves Star Wars. Oh, there it is.
Oh yeah, I could see it. Nice.
Yeah, so I got this to make him another pillow, you know, like a standard size pillowcase for him. And speaking of Christmas, they have a Star Wars Christmas fabric. They were like yes, it was green, and it had like, I don't know, these wreaths or something, but it had all their, I don't know the names, like of their ships, starfighter ships or whatever, were flying, you know, with all this Christmas stuff.
Oh, that's really fun. Well, Stephanie, since you're on, Stephanie has a podcast. Did you want to tell everybody kind of what your podcast is all about?
Oh, sure. My podcast is called Make and Decorate, and it's for people who like to sew, quilt, and decorate. So I'm on my, last Thursday, my 6th episode came out, and I've had a couple of guests, so I'm just kind of, you know, getting the hang of it, but I really love it. And this episode that I just released, I had my 10-year-old niece on there, Ava.
Oh, nice, nice.
When she sewed with me, she was like all for doing a little segment about kids and learning how to sew.
Oh,
and awesome. Yeah, so it was really cute. I really liked it. Yeah. So yeah, and then the next episode that is coming on, I'm going to put a little decorating in there and talk about painting your interiors for the holidays coming up, because people are moving inside now in the northern hemisphere with, you know, fall and winter. So I give some interior painting tips and how to pick out paint and the finishes and stuff like that.
Oh, that's awesome. What's your favorite thing about having a podcast?
I just love the interaction with the community. I think it's just really a connection, because I'm a lot like you, Sarah, and I am like a homebody, and I am introverted, and I mean, it didn't look like it at your retreat.
No,
but
I was
because
gonna say,
I was around people like me, so I can talk to people about sewing and quilting and decorating. But if I'm out, you know, in a social setting, I like clam up and I'm quiet, and I'm not, you know, outgoing in that kind of a setting. And I don't like big crowds and all that stuff. So that's why I think this podcast sort of like really gets me out of my shell and, you know, helps me to communicate better with people in the same like industry and hobby land. So
Yeah,
that's why I
that makes
really
sense.
like it.
Yeah, it's so funny. When I
Mhm.
saw you at the retreat, you didn't seem like you had problems talking to people at all. You were talking to everybody, so.
I was talking to everybody, but you know, your retreat, I was not like that at this other retreat that had over 80 people at it.
Oh,
It was a
really?
very different experience for me. Yeah, it was 3 years ago. And it was just a different vibe. Your retreat was, I think part of it is because it was small and there were only about, what, 23 of us?
23, yep.
And yeah, and everybody got to know each other very quickly.
Mhm.
And everyone was there to learn and to sew, and most everybody got their projects completed, and I don't know, it was just like a whole different vibe, and I was very comfortable, and it's weird because it was easy for me to talk to people, which usually it's not. I didn't even plan to go out to dinner with anyone. I thought I was gonna, because I was local, so I didn't stay at the hotel, and I thought I was just gonna go home every night. And you know, you guys were like, oh, we're going out as a group, and that was fun. And then the next night, like more people. So I was really shocked. Yeah, it was fun. I loved it.
There were a few comments Danny posted. People wanted to know the name of your podcast and where they could find you on the internet. If you want to just go ahead and let everybody know.
Oh, sure. It's called Make and Decorate, and you can find it on iTunes, Stitcher, all of the major players, Spotify. On my website, stephaniesochadesign.com, and I don't know if you want me to take the time to spell it out, but it's the spelling of my name is Stephanie, which is the traditional with the PH, STEPHANIE, SOCHADESIGN.com. So I've got a whole tab there with the podcast notes, and I take a lot of time and I upload photos, pictures, links, and everything for the podcast notes too, so you could check that out.
Awesome. Thanks, Stephanie.
Oh, and the next episode I did a recap of the retreat.
Oh, you did? Really? Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks, Sarah.
Judy wants to know, are you working on the butterfly quilt? It looks like it's on your design wall. Who had the butterfly
Yes, I am.
quilt? Stephanie? Yeah?
Yeah, I am. Let me see if I can. Oops. I don't know if you can see it. That's half the butterfly. So this is actually a commission project for one of my clients, and it's going to be a king size bed quilt. So I've actually got to get going on that because I kind of like played around the last couple of weeks. One with your retreat, and the week before that I had my family in town. So I got to get back to work on that.
Is it like a Christmas deadline for the butterfly quilt, or?
She's very nice, and there's no deadline, but I've been working on it for several months now. So
yeah, well, that's a very involved quilt, so
it is, and she doesn't mind I take a while because she would rather I not rush through it and take my time. And she does needlepoint herself, so she understands the creative process, and she understands how long something handmade takes. So it's really a pleasure to work for this particular client.
Did she choose the fabrics, or did you choose them?
I chose the fabrics, but she, I presented them to her. I work with her because she's like an interior design client, so that's how I do my process with quilting. And so I go and find the fabrics and bring little swatches and show them to her. And where I did a little, if you want to see, I did a little rendering.
Okay.
So where all the fabrics were going to be placed, and I colored in all the fabrics. And then I also did one of these, and I use this a lot, just even in like making the quilt. They're all labeled.
Okay.
Yeah, swatch cards. So these are all the, but this quilt, I mean, I wish I could have this quilt because it's all like Liberty fabrics.
It is? Oh my gosh. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Those are some expensive fabrics, or they can be.
I know. They are. Yeah. So it's fun that I get to work on this. It's really fun.
Awesome. Did you order the fabrics from England, the Liberty fabrics, or how'd you get them?
Are you happy now?
One of them I did because I couldn't find it here, but there's a shop in Ann Arbor, Michigan, Duckadilly.
Duckadilly? Oh, I never heard of that shop.
That's what she sells, is Liberty.
All
Liberty?
In
Yeah.
Nashville, Children's Corner is also a Liberty dealer.
Okay.
When I went there this summer, they're 40 years making children's patterns, but they deal in all kinds of fabrics, and they're Liberty dealers. So like her row by row pattern that I got, the guitar, was made with Liberty fabric, and the kit was only $15. I'm like, you couldn't have bought even small strips of fabric for that, but she's a great shop, and she had just beautiful fabrics.
Oh, that's good to know, because besides Duckadilly, there's only one other shop I know of, and it's in New York City. So I've had to like kind of bounce over to them too, because Liberty is like, and you know, most of the cool fabrics are like this. Once they're gone, they're gone. But I mean, it's just so limited, and these shops, you know, they don't get every pattern. So, oh, I have this.
Anna Marie Horner had some in Craft South too. She didn't have a lot, but she had some, and they were a really good price. Because I bought some because I have a quilt I'm using, Liberty Lifestyle, and you can't find that anymore, and I needed just a little bit more fabric to finish the blocks, so I got some there.
So this is a 2017-18 swatch book.
Oh wow!
Oh gosh.
Yeah, I went through here, but again, she didn't have all of it. And there was one fabric that we just absolutely had to have. So I went on the Liberty website in London, and they had it. I was lucky.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, it's so cool.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yep.
I admit I'm a little jealous of your swatch book right there.
Super cool.
You could call, it's from Duckadilly. So
oh, that's where you got it from? Okay.
Yeah, you can ask her because you're a business owner. So she'll, that's the reason I got it, because I'm in the design business. So she was able to get me one. Yeah.
Got a video of live?
Sewing live, yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay. I'm going to just veg.
Okay. You're on your, when you talk, then you go.
Oops.
I love the sewing room views, by the way. It's so fun to see what everyone's room looks like, where they're working at.
My sewing room was one of the bedrooms in the house and had its own bathroom. We took out the bathroom so I could expand into the bathroom.
Oh wow.
So I don't know if you can see, I'll turn on the light. So what was the bathroom is now my office.
Oh wow.
And I had to make room for my new machine over here.
Wow, look at that embroidery machine. Danny's jealous of that embroidery machine.
My office has all my threads. We have the closet.
Wow.
And then it's got a second closet as well.
Wow.
So I feel spoiled, but my husband indulges me.
That's awesome. I suppose you don't miss having that bathroom down there, huh?
No, when we moved into this house, it had more bathrooms than anybody ever really needs, especially since we're now, all our kids are grown and gone.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't need to clean 5 toilets.
I'm in the basement. That's where I sew, in the basement, and I'm happy.
Well, it looks like you have a lot of space, Sarah.
I do. I'm not complaining. It's my happy place. I'll show Danny my floor if you want, but it would be very expensive for you. I had it epoxied.
Oh.
It's wonderful. You want to see it, Danny?
Yes.
See?
Oh, yeah.
Is it a solid color? Does it have like those speckles in it?
It's got the speckles.
Yeah, actually, it's funny. I was at a actually Menards one time, and they had this epoxy kit. Yeah, that's really nice. I like that.
Oh, yeah, I can see it now. I can see it better.
Makes it much easier to find pins.
Oh, I just use my magnet for that.
My pins get lost in the carpet, and then I pick them up with my bare feet.
Ouch.
This sweeps up, it washes up, it's great.
That would be nice. But I'm very happy where I am.
Yeah, I think I'd rather have your room, but, you know, I'm not complaining. I mean, my view is a washer and dryer, but I have one. All right, let's see some other rooms. I love to see the rooms.
So me and my husband just built a house, and I actually got my own craft room. So it's messy. We just moved like a week ago, 2 weeks ago. And so I've got, here, let me show you a tour, because there's a couple things I asked for. So let's see, can I turn this around? Let me try turning this one on, switch camera. Okay, so don't mind the mess, but to my craft room, I asked for double doors going in because I got little kids, so I can see. Then you come in and yeah, it's a mess, but I got a humongous work table here. I asked for shelving. I have a big closet, and then I have my ironing stations, nice windows, and then my big sewing machine. So I am very blessed to have it. I love it. And I've got my pegboard, and I'm still moving in, so it's pretty messy, but I love it. So.
I love your big work table too. Wow.
Yeah, my friend actually, he came over. It was a friend in the church. He's he used to build houses, but he decided that to help us build our house. So we designed it, and my husband, worked every single night after work on it. And then, I got most of my stuff in. He's like, okay, how big do you want this table? And I said, as big as I can. Too big, I might have to kind of shrink it down a little bit, but I love it. So
I like it. I love the table. It's perfect. I wish I had a table that big to work on.
Yeah, it's a mess. Everything's a mess. I've been trying to get orders done, and it's a mess. But I love it.
Well, congratulations on your new house.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
I can show you the view from my room. I can't show you my table because there's a lot of stuff on it. Hold on. Changing camera, switch camera. That's my view. Never mind. Never mind. Can't admire my view if it's too sunny.
We can see it good.
No, I can see it fine. Wow.
It looks good.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, it's really
beautiful.
It's a really nice day. I should actually be out there, but I'm not.
You're hanging with us.
This is
getting to be past our house, but here it looks like.
This is my table. Can you hear me?
Yep.
It's a church table. It's one of those big, long church tables. It's kind of crowded with stuff at the moment in my vintage Tupperware. But my dad, he put risers under it to lift it up. And I have a tall stool I can sit on. But I can cut. It's got a big cutting mat there. My TV up there, which I usually watch you on when we're doing your live shows.
Cool.
And then I just rearranged. I used to have my Billy bookcases over here, but I really wanted a design wall I could get to. Those are my other blocks I've done already. They're just not sewn together because I'm not sure how I'm going to lay it out. And my comfy chair.
Do you have flannel on for your design wall, or what's holding the blocks?
It's fleece. It's a piece of fleece. I don't remember. It's just a piece of cheap fleece I bought. Okay. I used to have a really great piece of felt, and maybe someday I had a tablecloth, but my cat, they had the flannel back tablecloths, but my cat kind of climbed it and tore it apart. Oh. And then I have my Billy bookcases, which are full of all my fabric. Let me turn my light off. full of all my fabric, and I have a window. You can't see anything because it's night here. So, and then my sewing machines. I've got two. My Baby Lock, and then my my Viking Husqvarna. That's a good quilting machine. It's a Sapphire 830. My friend gave it to me, which was super nice.
How are you organizing your fabric? Is it by color or?
You know what? I had it by color originally, and I found that I would forget what was there. So I've got my solids up there on the top.
Okay.
And then I pulled out my designers. I've got 2.5 shelves of Denise Schmidt. Got my cotton and steel, my Christmas. And then I took the stuff that was kind of like unicorn fabric, things like that. I grouped it together at the bottom. Okay. And then there's about 3 shelves that is by color. But I found when I didn't put my favorite designers together, I forgot what I had. Mm-hmm. And I'd be thinking, and so when I took everything off to move the shelves to the other side of the room, I was like, wow, I forgot I had this one and this one. So I put my designers together. And then the miscellaneous I put by color.
Okay, that makes sense.
And I think that was inspired by you because you have done that.
Mm-hmm.
Put your designers together.
I do try to keep the designers together unless it's like a novelty type fabric or whatever, then those go in a single stack. But yeah, same thing as with you. It's easier for me to remember what I have if it's by the designers.
So here's my sewing room. I just started painting recently.
Oh, I like that color.
So it's like an aqua. It matched my shirt and it was pretty, so don't mind the mess. Like I said, we were painting.
Oh, you have a long arm.
So we're still getting it back together. I have a closet here that.
Oh, nice. Wow,
for
look at
now.
that fabric.
All my quilt tops on the floor. I gotta get them quilted. I have like 10. And then I have a closet over here that, so this is where our water heater's supposed to be, but we got the tankless when we built the house. So my husband's gonna put shelves in here for me.
Okay.
So we can fix all this.
Do you use the comic book boards to fold your fabric on? Because the stacks looked awfully neat to me when I saw it.
I did. I used the comic books boards. I just ordered 2 packs from Amazon.
Okay.
And they were easy to put together.
Nice. Wow, look how neat.
Awesome.
Yeah. So neat.
Looks like books on a bookshelf.
Very neat.
Yeah.
I'm hoping to get 2 tables in here and thinking maybe I might start thinking possibly teaching sewing class, like a beginner sewing class.
Oh, cool.
So, yeah, so it's nice.
How many people would you teach if you did a class? Just one at a time, or would it be like small groups?
I think it'd be, I'm thinking to start, I would do like maybe 4 and then, you know, try and increase from there.
Well, I don't want to know how long is your quilting frame.
How long is your quilting frame?
It's a 12-foot, I believe.
Okay.
I got it from the Grace Company, so I set it up to the king size since I had the room.
Okay, nice. Hey, Marga, am I pronouncing your name correctly?
Yes.
Where are you from?
I actually just moved to a small town in Arkansas called Oakland, which is just north of Mountain Home.
Okay, nice. Are you working on anything right now?
Oh, I'm working on unpacking because I can't do anything in my sewing room very much.
Yeah.
So we literally just moved down here.
Oh, nice. Where did you live before?
Springfield, Missouri.
Okay.
So.
Nice.
My sewing room is, as you can see, kind of a mess also, but it was a bedroom. When my children moved out, I took it over. So I have shelves. I don't know if you can see them or not, but
Yeah,
I have all my fabrics on the shelves. And I'm a shoe collector, so I have lots of shoes that are in my sewing room. And then I have threads. I also like lots of threads. And this
that's
is
a lot
my
of
baby.
thread. Cool.
Yeah. This is my baby. That's my, I don't know if you can see it. That's my Janome 15,000. It's my embroidery machine.
Nice.
And this is my workhorse. This is my Janome 16P, and it goes through anything.
Oh, that's an awesome machine. I saw it at the Brothers store like 2 days ago. It's awesome.
It is awesome. I've had it. And these are some of the bags that I've gotten done. My airplane bag, I've used it. I went to Minnesota for a couple weeks for just a little vacation, and I took that with me. And then all the other ones that I kind of worked on. Anyway, that's my home. My home away from when my husband's watching football and things.
Yeah, your bookcases kind of remind me of mine.
Yes, I love those things. Good job. So, anyway, my husband's great about putting shelves in when I need them. So,
Diane over on Facebook says my sewing room is the whole house. That's awesome.
Well, we have a 5-bedroom house, and when the boys, we have 3 boys and a girl, and when the boys all moved away from home, their rooms kind of got taken over. So it's been several years since they've been home. So.
And Brenda wants to know what's the comic book thing. So Jessica, do you want to explain about the comic book boards a little bit more? I think they're basically acid-free cardboard. Oh, there's Jessica.
Yeah, so I thought I had one down here because I just used. So they're basically a acid-free. They help protect. No, they help protect comic books from like sun damage and like any kind of odors or mists. They just
it's easy to fold the fabric on the boards, right? Because it looks perfect in your storage closet.
So here's one here. It has like a gloss on one side and then a matte on the other. I don't know if you can see the.
How rigid is it?
This one's actually very flimsy. So for my heavier fabrics, my more thicker yards, the ones I actually have, just a minute, babe. Ones I actually have yards of, I put 2 together and they hold really well. So, but like for half a yard of fabric, I just roll it onto one and, I just stick it in there. But it helps keep them organized. It helps, some of them, I used to do them where I would have it up a little bit and then you can write on it, 1 yard. So I used to have writing on them that told me how many yards, what fabric it was in case I needed to order an extra or to look for something or anything like that. So
can you put more like yardage on there as well, like 2 or 3 yards, or is that just too much fabric?
We have one that has about 10 yards of fabric.
Wow.
And that one is actually,
I have
a little bit more.
Lots of yardage. I can put lots of yardage on them.
Okay.
And when I fold them, I don't have to have it long. You can fold it in half, but I also wrap it and then I pull this out because I'm usually laying it flat and stick it in the fold.
Okay.
Which is hard to do holding it up. Stick it in the fold that I've just made, and that helps keep it hot when you wrap it.
I see.
And if I have some special small pieces, like half yard pieces, or like even some special fat quarters, and maybe they coordinate, I can put 2 on one. Trying to see if I had one. But all mine are on comic boards. And see, the thing about comic boards, they're acid free. Most cardboard, you don't want to use it because it will deteriorate, and it will cause deterioration in your whatever is wrapped or next to it.
Okay.
That's why old paper and stuff has to be conserved. And so that's why these are acid free. And they do come in slightly different sizes. Some are like 6 3/4, some are 7 by 11, but you can get a pack of 100 for like $7 to $10, depending on where you're buying them.
So I think this is what Colleen was talking about. She wraps them
like that.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, well, here, some Lizzie House. I forgot, it's right here. There's 2 different Lizzie House butterflies I stuck together on one.
Okay.
I just laid them out, still stuck them in the pocket when I wrapped it, and it just wrapped up nicely.
So, and this one here
I
is probably 12 yards of fabric.
Wow.
And I have 2 boards in there for that one.
Okay, that still looks really neat.
Great job.
Yeah, it does a great job. I'll have to get some. I don't know if I have time to wrap all my fabric, but that would be a good idea to get some for me.
Sarah, it will take you a really good long time. I don't have a lot of quilting fabrics. I have maybe 20 different variations. It took me a whole afternoon, maybe about 3 hours to wrap all of it.
But if you need to sort your fabric and you need to remember what you have, it's a really great way to sit down and sort and like, okay, why do I have this in my stash? This is going out.
Yeah.
You know, let's organize it. I've done it a couple times, especially when I moved my bookcases and had to take everything off. It was like I cut out like 2-3 shelves worth of fabric I ended up donating or selling or destashing or whatever.
Well, maybe I'll wait till we move to do that cardboard comic book wrapping.
Does anybody those boards wrapped around knit fabric? Anybody have any of those boards wrapped around knit fabric? I have way more knit fabric, garment fabric, than I do quilting cottons.
Well, you could use it with any because it's the fat. I mean, you might want to put like a little pin or something since it's slippery. If it's slipperier, once you get it wrapped around, just to secure it. But yeah, I mean, you could use it with any fabric. I've got home deck up here. I think I've got some polyester somewhere in there.
Okay.
I think the knit fabric's still kind of sleek down on the boards. So I wrap, and I just do a little at a time because I just started doing these boards a couple years ago. So anytime I get new fabrics, I always like try to do it right away. That way it's not so overwhelming. And then I've got some boxes of old fabrics that are more in storage in the closet. But I have knit fabrics too. And knit fabrics won't wrinkle so much if you fold them and just put them in one of those Sterilite clear boxes. And then you can see through those for your knit fabrics. But I usually just use these cardboards for like woven fabrics.
Okay.
I have a rule, if it doesn't fit on my shelves, if it doesn't fit on my shelves and I'm ignoring the bin at the bottom where I've got some overflow, I don't keep it. But I do have like a big basket of some bundles of special fabrics and then Denise Schmidt fat quarters and scraps. Okay. But yeah, if it doesn't fit.
I would love to.
I muted. Sorry, I had to mute.
I think you need to send me some of that Denise Schmidt.
I do have some extra original flea market fancy and Katie jump rope that I got from somebody in a big bee stash that I do have some available. So you can always email me and I'll let you know if I have something if you need something specific.
Hey, Colleen, here's my my almost 3-year-old with the Cumberland. Come here, baby.
Oh, that's perfect.
Come here, love. And this is a small version. Can you turn to the side, please?
Oh, how adorable.
That's so cute.
Yes.
That's small.
Okay, I'm definitely making that for my niece. She will love it. Oh my gosh. And it's going to be Pete the Cat fabric. I've been training her since birth to like Pete the Cat.
Thanks, Jessica.
Thank you for showing me that.
Not a problem. She likes showing it, like playing with it, so.
All right, on that note, ladies, thank you so much for joining me for First Friday Sew-In. We're going to close it out for the night. Thanks again for joining me and chatting along live. We'll be back with you again next month on the first Friday of the month for First Friday Sew-In, and I hope you'll tune in this Sunday for Social Sunday. I'll be showing more of my sewing machine light and talking about the usual fabrics and projects during Social Sunday, and I'll also be showing another Minikin Season 2 project. So I hope you have a wonderful weekend. If you're off Monday, I hope you have a great extended weekend. Have a great night and happy sewing. Bye, everybody.